Breaking news, Ryan Garcia turns down Gervonta Tank Davis fight, and now he's moving on. According to Oscar De La Hoya, he said that the fight is not happening, and they are moving on to fight possibly Teofimo Lopez. Now, what's so shocking is that Oscar De La Hoya said, "We talking. That's a great start. We are negotiating with Gervonta, and pretty soon we might release something because we want to surprise the public." Even Showtime president Steven Espinoza confirmed that they have already started negotiations between Gervonta and Ryan Garcia. Then, few days later, after Oscar De La Hoya said out of his own mouth that it's a great start, they already talking and negotiating with Gervonta, all of a sudden, Oscar De La Hoya retracted his statements by stating that they are moving on because he can't get a hold of anyone on the other side. They giving him the runaround. He can't get a hold of anyone on Gervonta Tank Davis' team. Therefore, Oscar De La Hoya said, "We are moving on, and Ryan is most likely going to fight Teofimo Lopez next. In fact, Ryan is going to be at Teofimo Lopez fight next week." You literally can't make this up. Check it out.
Look, we're talking. We're talking, so it's a great start. I mean, to get to talk to the other side is a great start. So we want the fight. That's the bottom line. So as negotiations continue, maybe we'll release something. But in the meantime, we're keeping everything hush because we want to surprise everybody.
A few moments later.
Ryan and Tank negotiations?
Zero whatsoever. We're trying to get a hold of Tank's side. We don't know who to talk to. Nobody picks up their phone. Nobody calls back. I feel they're playing games. So I'm moving on, and I'm going to Teofimo's fight next week.
Well, this makes it official. This is the second time Ryan Garcia turns down Gervonta Tank Davis fight by pulling out of the negotiations with Gervonta. Listen, I hate to tell you so, but I did tell you so. What do you expect from a fighter that said he views Gervonta like the bully that used to bully him in school? And in the process of clout chasing Tank, he ended up having an anxiety attack. Last time, he was clout chasing Tank, pretending that he want to fight him. Because that's all Ryan Garcia is doing. He's pretending that he want to fight Gervonta while telling Oscar De La Hoya, his promoter, "Hold me back. Hey, Oscar, hold me back. Yeah, hold me back just like that while I clout chase the heck out of Tank, pretending that I want to fight him next in order to continue promoting my BS fights. We want Tank. We want Tank. Tank, let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm turned up. I'm turned up. 2 rounds. 2 rounds all it's gonna take. You can talk to Mike. Have a good time with Mike." The audacity to have Mike Tyson do the cha-cha out of capping and lying. That was the sample to that instrumental. Capping and lying. Having Mike Tyson do the cha-cha. All from the joy to see Ryan fight Tank, just to find out Ryan was lying and clout chasing Tank on Mike Tyson podcast, pretending that he's a real fighter, when all along he don't have the cojones to fight the bully that used to bully him in school in Tank, which is the reason why no one respects Ryan in the boxing world. You have Chavez Sr., a legend that Ryan looks up to so much that Ryan even FaceTimed Chavez Sr. during his last fight, right before he fought Fortuna in the dressing room. And do you guys know that Chavez Sr. said, "I didn't even watch that BS fight. I don't watch bullshit. Yeah, Ryan, my friend, we really good friends, but Gervonta will knock him out." And Ryan close friend Chavez Sr. is not the only one who said that. Even Canelo Alvarez, he picked Tank to beat Ryan. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. The point is, Ryan doesn't even have respect in his own community. His own community don't even respect Ryan. We talking about pure Mexican legendary fighters that have the same blood running through their veins. They don't respect Ryan. If you wonder why, it's like Gervonta Tank Davis said, Ryan is not a man of his word. We all know Tank won the fight, but at the same time, just as bad Tank wants to fight and he's licking his chops. On the other hand, contrary to that, Ryan just as bad, he does not want to fight the bully, Tank. Furthermore, it was as clear as day to me that Ryan didn't want to fight Tank when he first was complaining about Fortuna not willing to fight him at 135. He said that he had to fight Fortuna at 140. Pretty much he had to do what the B-side Fortuna told him to do, right? Ryan continued complaining about the weight. Then finally he agreed to fight Fortuna at 140 instead of 135. Then after the Fortuna fight, Ryan said, I'm not moving back down to 135 for nothing, even Tank. But we could fight at 140. If Tank want to fight me, then we could fight at 140. Like I said before, if you have a chef and you hungry, you don't say, if you want to feed me, then you could bring me some food. Absolutely not. You're not going to leave it to the next person to decide if they want to feed you or not. If you're hungry, you're going to make it clear that you want some food now. You're going to leave it up to yourself, not the next person. And that's what Ryan Garcia did. Keep in mind, while Ryan leading up to the Fortuna fight, he never brought up the fact that he's not moving back down to 135. Instead, throughout the lead up, Ryan continued complaining about fighting Fortuna at 140. All of a sudden, after the Fortuna fight, now Ryan want to stay at 140. When a minute ago, throughout the lead up, Ryan complained about fighting at 140. Think about that. Well, the reason why Ryan never brought up that he's staying at 140 throughout the lead up is because he was during the clout chasing mode. That wasn't part of the plan then, since that would have had ruined the clout chasing tactics. Therefore, he only brought it up after the Fortuna fight because by that point, all of the clout chasing to sell that fight was already done. Then remember, right after the fight, he said, if I can't get Tank, then I want Teofimo Lopez. Think about that. Why you want to fight Teo when Teo is coming off a loss? If anything, you should want to fight the undisputed champion that beat the man who beat Teo. Obviously, Devin Haney. But again, that's what Ryan do. Ryan uses Tank name to duck Devin Haney. Then he uses either Pacquiao, Teo, or Anxiety Attack to duck Tank. See, if Ryan was a real fighter, he would have had called out the undisputed champion Devin Haney. Matter of fact, Ryan doesn't even have to call out Devin Haney. All he had to do was say smoke and Devin Haney would have had popped up. But we all know the Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, social media undisputed champion Ryan Garcia is not interested in becoming a world champion, especially undisputed, as long Devin Haney is holding them titles. Now, if it's a Matthew Hatton who's holding a title, that's when all of a sudden you could expect Ryan to be interested in becoming a world champ. Nevertheless, notice how Ryan said, if Tank want to fight me, then we could fight at 140. A few moments later, he called out Teofimo Lopez stating that if I can't get the Tank fight, then I would like to fight Teofimo Lopez next. A fighter coming off a devastating loss where he probably will never be the same. Nevertheless, you notice how Ryan didn't say, if Teofimo Lopez won it, we could fight next. Absolutely not. He was as direct a fighter can be. He said, I want to fight Teofimo Lopez next. And today, Oscar de la Hoya is saying that Ryan is going to the Teofimo Lopez fight. And that's who they want to fight next. They moving on from the Tank fight. Even though a day ago, He was just talking and negotiating with Tank, which this further shows and proves that Ryan and Oscar De La Hoya never wanted a Tank fight. They wanted and planned to fight Teofimo Lopez all along. Because if they actually wanted the Tank fight, they would have had negotiated in good faith. Notice when Oscar De La Hoya went on Fight Hype, he said that Ryan is the A-side, just like Tank. Now, me and Oscar De La Hoya both know the only thing Ryan is the A-side over Tank is when it comes to capping. He's the capping king. He's the A-side when it comes to that, no doubt about it. But when it comes to everything else, we all know what time it is. Ryan is not even the B-side, he's the Z-side. He has over 8 million followers on Instagram, but couldn't sell a stadium in his own hometown when he was selling the tickets for nearly for free at $26. Furthermore, when Oscar De La Hoya went on Fight Hype to bash Tank and lie on his name, where he claimed Tank is not even selling 100K pay-per-view. So Ryan is the A-side just like Tank. That's when Floyd Mayweather CEO Leonard Ellaby came out checking and exposing Oscar De La Hoya for lying. I knew then things went left because if you are trying to make a fight, if you are trying to negotiate in good faith, you don't go publicly and lie the way Oscar De La Hoya did by trying to trash Tank. But he couldn't. He failed to do so. And in the process, we did not see Ryan say, F Golden Boy, F Golden Boy, talk to me. Remember when Ryan told Leonard Ellaby that during Tank versus Rolly fight? Keep the same energy, Ryan. Or are you getting cold feet? Is that why Ryan is not saying F Golden Boy now? Now he's telling Golden Boy, protect me now. Listen, as far as I know, no one cares about Ryan versus Teofimo Lopez fight. That fight, if it does happen, is gonna be called the Capping King. Who's gonna win the title of the Capping King, the Lion King, whatever you want to call it? Last but not least, only one thing for sure and two things for certain. Ryan behavior is the cancer of boxing. With the facts being laid out, drop your thoughts in the comment section below, subscribe below, and click on the notification bell to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi TV. Peace, and I'm on to the next one.
Tank, Danny Alvarez behind the gloves. First and foremost, congratulations on another victory. Saw the back and forth between yourself and Ryan after your fight. What'd you make of his comments that he made to you and to Floyd?
Yeah, Instagram fighter. We don't worry about him. YouTuber, yeah. He's a pretty girl. That's what he is. And, he just talk.
Thanks for that.
We try. Hold on. I don't know what he said, but we try to make this fight. For those that don't know, we tried to make this fight before. The kid Ryan Garcia. We tried to make the fight. He chose. What happened, Leonard? You know. Get a whole breakdown.
Yeah. I tried to make the fight, and they didn't want to fight. Bottom line.
It's the podcast, though.
Say it again?
It's the podcast, but it wasn't real.
Yeah, exactly.
He said that I guess he was going to do an exhibition with Pacquiao instead of fight. You get to do an exhibition when you retire. So you can't be doing an exhibition when you're young and active. Real fights.
Kyle. Very impressed.
Andre Johnson.
Hey everybody, just want to make it real clear. My fight with Pacquiao would not be an exhibition. It will be a real fight, shooting for 12 rounds, all on the line, our records on the line. Just want to make that very clear for everybody with confusion.
Hold it. Who do you guys want? Who do you guys want? Which one? We want Tank. You hear this? Let's go.
Tank, I'm going to say it in front of Mike and Jeremy. If you do not take this fight, your legacy is forever tainted. Nobody I mean, nobody will ever remember your name. Nobody. The money's there. I know you love money, but money's there. If you don't take the fight next, your whole legacy forever is tainted if you don't take the next fight with me.
Oh my God. God damn, Tang. I ain't never heard no shit like this.
You 5'5", you don't need a ladder to hit me. You're gonna need a Stairmaster. Boy, you won't be able to touch me. You ain't never fought a 135 in your life. Just different. Just, I don't care what you say. Got nothing. You ain't got nothing. Boy, I don't care. You too ugly to be off fucking chair. And that's from Muhammad Ali. Boy, I'm pretty. You ain't never seen nothing like me, I promise you. You gonna go down. You see me with the bow tie, man. 2 rounds is all gonna take. You can talk to Mike. Have a good time with Mike.
Yeah, this shit, man.
This shit, man. On me. Oh, don't worry. You can, hey, hit me with that shot. You're gonna need a Stairmaster, boy.
Yes.
Hey, keyword. Keyword. Would've. If.
Can your next fight be with the nigga, man? What the? We on worldwide television. Can you fight this fucking mad shit, man?
Let's go! Let's go! Hey, sign in 1,000. Hey, look at me. I'm dancing. I'm happy. Look at I'm dancing bachata on you. I'm dancing bachata. Hey! I'm happy. Let's go. Let's get it on, baby. Let's get it on.
Yeah, Tank, man, you gotta do something, man. You gotta let him talk the next fight. You gotta let him talk this shit. Look at him, Tank.
Woo! Let's go, Tank. Let's go. Bang, there we go. He's out.
Everybody, just want to make it real clear. My fight with Pacquiao will not be an exhibition. It will be a real fight, shooting for 12 rounds, all on the line. Our record's on the line. Just want to make that very clear for everybody with confusion.